afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Oh my gosh, it's so hot in here. How are
Oh,
you doing?
yeah, I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm also doing good. Thank you so much. By the way, my name is Alanna, and it's nice to talk to you. Your name's Elia, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, all right. Such a unique name. Is that your Korean name or English name?
English name.
Amazing. Okay. Where did you get that name?
Maybe I googled it. Yeah.
Oh.
When
Mhm.
I decided when I decide my name, my English name,
Mhm.
not 10,
Mhm.
15 years ago, yeah, I Googled English name and I found this
Mhm.
name, Elia, and
Mhm.
it means a girl who has black long hair. So, yeah,
Oh,
I like that
okay.
part because I have, at that time, I had a long black hair. So,
Uh-huh.
I decided to use it. But there is no pronunciation symbols, so
Mm,
I'm not sure it's actually Elia or Elia because uh,
that's
when I
true.
when I studied with and I had a class with Michael, um,
Uh-huh.
he called me Elia, so
Elia,
I
okay.
was really confused. Oh, it's I have to be pronounced this my name has to be pronounced Elia or Elia because to me, yeah, Elia is more how can I say more familiar to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe native speakers are better than me.
Mm.
But anyway, I will stick
Ah,
to Elia, not Elia.
Elia, yeah. And I think I prefer Elia more. It sounds good to the ear.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. And yeah, Elia sounds more like Elijah when you say it. Yeah, like a man's name.
Okay.
Right. Well, anyway, I think you're one of my evaluators today, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. All right. Sweet. Have you chosen what article you'd like to talk about today?
Okay, I'd like to discuss the topic entitled Dead Rat in Soup.
Ooh, okay. That's a good
Hmm.
one. All right. Why do you choose that topic for today?
Yeah, it's interesting, and other
Mhm.
topics
Mhm.
are too difficult. Yeah,
Mm.
so but if I read when I read it, it's a little
Mhm.
bit disgusting, but it was
Mm.
easy to understand. So
Mhm.
yeah, I wanted to discuss it more.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Well then, let's proceed. Okay. Give me a summary of that article.
Okay. Um, a pregnant woman and her
Mhm.
husband
Mhm.
um, had hot pot
Mhm.
in a Chinese restaurant,
Mhm.
and when after she um, had a few bites, she
Mhm.
realized in her soup there
Mhm.
was a dead rat.
Mhm.
So she was really shocked.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and one of the staff in that restaurant
Mhm.
offered her husband
Mhm.
if she wanted to get an abortion,
Mm.
they can give a certain amount of money. But
Mm.
yeah, I think it made the couple um, yeah
Mm.
angrier because it's
Mhm.
not a appropriate
Mhm.
action that they can take. And
Mhm.
they they posted this incident online,
Mhm.
and many people were furious about that restaurant. And
Mhm.
the restaurant insisted it their what's that their hygiene. I mean, the restaurant insisted there
Mhm.
was no problem in their hygiene. But
Mhm.
anyway, after they posted that article and then they just
Mhm.
deleted because I guess
Mhm.
um, many people protested it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's all.
Mhm. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, yes, you have summed up the whole article. And after reading that article, what's your reaction towards, well, first of all, um, the victims? What's
Per-
your reaction? What
uh,
is your reaction? Yeah,
if I were,
regarding the article.
you
Mm-hmm.
mean after reading this article, how did I feel? Or okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was really curious about the
Mm.
rat. Was it
Mm.
really big, or how people can't notice there was a
Mm.
rat in the soup? So
Mm-hmm.
I googled it and I
Mm-hmm.
found a video in the
Mm.
YouTube,
You
and
you watched it?
yeah, I watched it.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a very small mouse, and
Mm.
yeah, it didn't look
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, it looked like a mouse, but it
Uh.
was yeah, much smaller than I expected.
Mm.
So yeah, I don't know how the is it mouse or rat? It's rat, right?
Yeah, mouse are more like big.
Oh, mouse
Yeah.
is bigger than a rat.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Mice would be smaller.
yeah, a mouse is smaller than a rat.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in that video, uh,
Uh.
anyway, in this article, it says it was a rat. But anyway, in the soup, there was a really small rat. So I thought it doesn't look like a rat. It is
Mhm.
more of a mouse when based on the size of that creature.
Mhm.
So anyway, yeah. So the first thing I did was yeah,
Mm.
googled it and watched it,
Mm.
and yeah, it was not that severe.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, as I expected. But anyway, I was really, I felt really sorry for that pregnant woman, because
Mhm.
if she was not pregnant, it
Mm.
would be better. But
Mm.
we don't know that soup,
Mm.
how that soup affected her
Mhm.
baby.
Mhm.
So yeah, uh, it's really hard to decide. She had to get a divorce or not, if it really
Abortion.
yeah, abortion, if it
Mhm.
really affected her baby.
Mhm.
So yeah, like how can I say, I forgot that word.
Mm.
uh Wait for a second.
Not no problem.
Deformed child, or
Deformed, yes.
yeah, deformed child. So yeah, if uh, that rat
Mhm.
made the baby um,
Mm.
deformed
Mm.
deformed, then
Mhm.
yeah, it's really serious. And but if the couple couldn't know, or the doctor couldn't decide it really affected the baby or not, then after they
Mhm.
had a baby, they
Mhm.
after they yeah, have a baby, then they could know. So
Mhm.
yeah, anyway, I felt sorry
Okay.
for her.
Yeah, me too. After reading it, but yeah, I salute you for being able to watch that video.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing like this because I really cannot take it when it comes to rats or mice or anything related
Uh-huh.
to rodents.
Yeah, but
I hate it.
it was really small. If they didn't say it was a rat, yeah,
Mhm.
I might not think it was a rat.
Mm. Mm. What would you have thought if they said it wasn't a rat?
I don't know.
Maybe cockroach?
No, no, no. It's bigger than a cockroach, and the color of that creature was
Mm.
uh, bright. It's more of a
Right.
white, or yellow, not yellow, but cream. Yeah,
Oh
crimson.
my gosh.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that is so gross.
Okay.
Yeah, seriously. Yes. Well, And what can you say about the reaction of the staff?
Yeah.
What do you think about how the staff of the restaurant handled the situation?
Yeah, they have to apologize to
Mhm.
the couple sincerely.
Mhm.
How dare they can offer uh,
Mm.
the abortion? Yeah, it's
That's
really
true.
rude, and
Mhm.
yeah, they have to think. They have to worry about the baby, and then they
Mhm.
have to try. They try to find what what things they can do for the couple, but they didn't do that. They just worried about maybe their reputation, or they
Mhm.
can run the business, run the restaurant, um, or not. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's the things, yeah, they were worried about. That's why they suggested this offer to the couple.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, I do you think that that's the good way or the bad way on
it's
how they handled it? Do you think they handled it correctly?
no, I told you it was really rude. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they handled it in a wrong way. um yeah, they should have asked, they should have apologized to the couple sincerely, and they
Mhm.
should
Mhm.
have asked what kind of things they could do for the couple, but they
Mm.
didn't. Just one of the step
Mm.
asked them, if you really wanted to get an abortion, I can pay a certain amount of
Mhm.
money, yeah, for you guys. So yeah, it was a really inappropriate action.
Mhm. Okay. Yes. Well, I think so too. Yeah. Actually, for me, after reading that, I was just furious when
Hmm.
I saw that comment from one of the staff.
Hmm.
Okay. And I think as a staff, we don't have the right to tell that to
Yeah.
customers.
So
It.
I was
Mhm.
really curious about the staff. Yeah, he was, or he or she was just just the staff, or maybe he could be a manager or the
Mhm.
owner, but they didn't want to say he was an owner of the restaurant or a manager of the restaurant. That's why they just said just the staff.
Mhm. It could be, yeah, just to save their face. They're saying that that person is just one of the staff, and they should have identified that person because I think, well, it's sort of rude,
Hmm.
and the victims could sue
Yeah,
that person
yeah.
for even suggesting abortion to them.
Hmm. I didn't know that. Is it possible
All right.
if
Mm-hmm.
someone suggested if someone suggested that you
Mm-hmm.
it's better to get an abortion, or how about thinking of getting an abortion, just to saying that word, it can
Mm.
people can sue the other person.
I'm not sure when it comes to Chinese law, though.
But
Yeah,
in the
but I
Philippines.
think,
Hmm.
yeah, I think in the Philippines there is some kind of a law for that. Yeah,
Hmm.
but I'm not much knowledgeable when it
Hmm.
comes to politics.
Okay.
And well, if you were in their position, would you have accepted the offer, the amount of money that they offered immediately?
No, it's not a big amount of money.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, um, I might be really furious, but if they
Mhm.
suggested a big amount of money, yeah,
Mm.
really a big amount of money, then I
Okay.
already had the soup and
Mm.
I can't change it.
Mm.
So yeah, maybe I at first I will check the health of my baby, and then
Mhm.
yeah, if my baby is not healthy because of the soup, then
Mhm.
yeah, I have to uh, deal. I
Mm.
have to deal the amount of money with them. But
Mhm.
yeah, so I will not accept their offer immediately
Mhm.
because I don't know yet. Yeah, how it affected to how it affected my baby.
Mhm.
So later, I um, I'm really sure of my baby's health. Then
Mhm.
yeah, it's better to yeah decide the amount of money.
Mhm. Okay. So, are you gonna wait? For example, are you gonna wait for you to give birth first? Because I don't think for ultrasound, can we know if the child has defects using ultrasound?
It's not enough. I think they
Mhm.
can't. They can. I mean, doctors can't be sure. Uh,
Mhm.
the baby is um, deformed or not by
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
ultrasound.
Mhm.
So yeah, to make sure
Mm.
100%, yeah, I
Mhm.
will wait um, at, until I have a baby, and then yeah,
Mhm.
I will yeah deal with the compensation.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Well, that could also be a good idea, but yeah, for maybe have something first, like a written
Mhm.
agreement, right? I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
you never know. Because if you're, for example, in this article, I don't know how far along the woman was. Maybe she was 6 months. She had
Mm.
6 months pregnant or what. But yeah, what if the owners of the that Chinese restaurant will run away? So
Mhm.
you won't have a hold to
Mhm.
them if you have to wait for that. So I think just to make sure, make some agreement first.
Mhm.
But anyway, it's still like imaginary or something. All
Mhm.
right. And anyway, in this one, have you ever experienced eating something and realizing that there's something in your food?
Yeah, but not. Yeah, I had some food,
Mhm.
and I found something in my food, but it was not
Mm.
a bug or yeah cockroach or a rat, but it
Mm.
was really hard to recognize what it was. But it's
Okay.
a little bit different thing from
Mm.
its own food. But
Mhm.
yeah, I can't be sure, so I can't complain about
Mm.
it. Yeah.
But you've never asked? Like
I mean, I didn't eat the food in the restaurant. I mean,
ah.
yeah, it's a kind of a frozen food, or I got something delivered. So and
Mhm.
then I found out something was in my food. So it's a little bit difficult to yeah ask what it is. But
Mhm.
uh, milk, I mean, formula milk.
A
Um,
formula. Right.
Oh, yeah. So, when I feed my baby, when
Mhm.
I fed my baby, I found something in milk, in the formula milk. So I
Mm.
called the company, and then they explained it was but they said uh, it's really low possibility
Mm.
there could be something in the formula milk
Mhm.
because they explained the process of making formula milk and
Mhm.
I can't be sure because I might do
Mm.
the disease
Mm.
I mean, I might not do the dishes properly of my daughter's bottle,
Mhm.
so milk
Mhm.
bottle. So I can't protest them um, forcefully. But
Mhm.
anyway, at that time I was really surprised because
Mm.
I found it out before um, I fed my daughter, so
Mhm.
it was lucky, and they sent me uh, one one box of not box one bottle of
Mm.
yeah formula milk.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, just one.
Are you? Yeah, I was expecting like a box
Yeah,
or something.
but yeah. I can't be sure it was really my fault or their fault. If I found
Mhm.
it in the formula milk, then I can be sure. But I already mixed water
Mhm.
and formula milk. I mean, it was a
Mhm.
powder. So
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
they insisted
Mm.
it there was a really low possibility to put something in the
Mm.
formula milk. So
Mhm.
yeah, I can't uh, say I couldn't say to them it was your fault.
Mhm.
That's all. So that's
Mm.
why the result of that calling was just a bottle of
What?
milk.
Was it a big bottle? I hope it was a big bottle.
Yeah, just the butter I bought, the size of butter I bought it. I bought.
All right. But yeah, okay. Well, better than having nothing.
Mhm.
But yeah, since you were not sure, like you said. But yeah, I think um, with that lesson, or with that event that happened, what kind of lesson have you learned? I mean, with this article that we've read and with what you have found out when you were going to feed your daughter, what kind of lesson have you learned about with that?
I didn't think about a lesson that
Mhm.
I've learned from this instant, but since you asked me, and then
Mm.
I realized, oh yeah, I have to check food in advance before I eat or before I feed my kids. But it's really hard because we
Mm.
eat a lot of food every day, and
That's true.
I can't be um, cautious or I can't
Mm.
be careful all the
Mhm.
time.
Mhm.
So maybe I will try to be careful more,
Mhm.
especially when I eat food in the restaurant.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't want to eat a rat.
Yeah, me too. That is actually what I learned from this. Like after reading this, like I thought, okay, I need to check my food before I eat it. Cause well, my sister worked
Mhm.
as an intern in a restaurant before. It's a famous restaurant here in Baguio City,
Mhm.
and then she was stationed in the kitchen.
Mhm.
So a restaurant, the crew, whenever it's queuing, so there are a lot of customers,
Mhm.
what they do with the plates is that with the used plates, they just
Mhm.
soak it up in water and
Mhm.
then they just wipe it
Mhm.
with cloth.
Mhm.
Yeah. So imagine that. I mean, it's still greasy. It may still be dirty, but they don't wash it with soap or detergent. So they
Mhm.
just soak it in water and then wipe it with a
Oh.
dry cloth. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes. And it's so disgusting, but it really happens. Not all
Mm,
restaurants, but some restaurants are doing that.
yeah.
What about you? Do you know something like that in Korea, or have you heard anything
Oh,
similar?
no, I've never heard of that kind of restaurant, but oh yeah, it could be possible. Not that one,
Mhm.
but
Mm.
I heard if people leave
Mm.
some side dishes
Mm.
uneaten, then
Mm.
there is several
Mm.
restaurants who
Mhm.
which reused the uneaten side dishes. Even yeah, they try to touch it with their
Mm.
chopsticks, but
Mm.
yeah, they didn't eat the side dish fully. Then
Mm.
they reuse it. So after I heard it, I decided if I don't finish some side dishes, then I pour some water into it so they can
Mm.
reuse it.
Oh my gosh, that is so true. Yes. That's the problem. Some leftovers, so they just mix it with fresh ones and then they serve it
Yeah,
to
right.
people.
Eh,
Yeah, so it makes me really doubt restaurants nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so good
So good.
eating. Yeah, it's so
Uh,
good eating out.
Uh-huh,
Are you,
yeah.
yeah, are you eating out most of the days, or how
Uh,
often do you eat out?
yeah, I don't eat out, yeah, often because I have
Mhm.
to consider um yeah, money. So yeah,
Mhm.
it's expensive to eat out in
Mm.
Korea. So I just try to buy some frozen food and then
Mhm.
yeah, defrost it
Oh,
and
different. Okay.
and cook it at home in my in at my place. And yeah,
Mhm.
nowadays frozen food is really good, so it's
Mm.
cheap and
Mhm.
it's yeah, delicious. So I prefer, yeah, ordering frozen food, yeah, on the internet.
All right. Okay. Well, I do agree with you. Cheap and easy to cook.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Okay. So I think that's it for this article. So I guess, yeah, one lesson for, I think, the both of us to always check food before we eat it.
Okay.
All right. Or do you have anything you'd like to add
uh
regarding article?
can you give me your corrections in this class? The sentences you corrected my sent. I mean, the
Hmm.
corrections you. How can I say? The sentences you
The
corrected my
mhm.
sentences.
Mhm. Sure, sure, sure. Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, this one. All right. The first one, when I decide my English name, okay, past tense. So when I decided my English
Decided.
name, yeah,
Okay.
or when I chose my English name, like that. Or and then I'm confused. My name has to be pronounced. Like I'm confused how I can pronounce my name.
Mhm.
Okay, and then wait one moment. Okay, so there it's I'm not sure if you said it like abortion or not, but yeah, from what I
Abortion.
heard, abortion.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe I misheard it.
Uh
All
huh.
right. Yes. Okay. And I might not do the dishes properly. So you can say I might not have done
Mhm.
the dishes properly.
Mhm.
And then I found it out before I fed my daughter. So you can say I found out about it
Mhm.
before I fed my daughter.
So I have to put about
Mm.
after found out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To sound
Mhm.
more natural, yes. I found
Mhm.
out about something, yes.
Mhm. Okay.
And then yeah, just this one. Careful more. Just the word order. It should be like more careful.
Mhm.
Yes, I have to be more careful when I need to deal with it. Okay, and then well, there is several restaurants. Okay, so plural, right? Several restaurants. So the linking verb should be are instead of is.
Mhm.
Yes, and I think that's about it.
Mhm. You mean I said it to indicate several restaurants?
No, no, no. I mean this one. Sorry, that should be several.
I said is,
Yeah.
not are.
Yes.
Okay, I
Yes.
see.
That should be several. Yep.
Mhm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much too, Elia, and have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.